actually going to address the fact that you had to rebuild the Chicago roster twice to win 2 more cups there. But Oiler GM Stan Bowman is with us on the heels of a signing spree. Did you sign anyone today, Stan?
No, we figured we had a busy week, so we took the day off.
All right. The signings of which we speak started with Connor McDavid agreeing on Monday to a 2-year extension at no raise, thereby leaving as much as $7.5 million on the table. You were waiting on McDavid when his agent, Judd Moldaver, called you on Monday and said Connor will take 2 years at 12.5 per. I imagine you fist pumping, or maybe even doing a happy dance around the office while you were still on the call. Am I close?
I was doing a lot of listening, and I was smiling when he said that. I just wanted to get to the end there, get to the finish line. We've been talking for weeks at that point, and I wasn't about to argue with him when he said that number. So that wasn't what we were expecting. Obviously, everyone thought it was going to be a lot more, but I think it goes to show what Connor's all about. And I've got a chance to get to know him here over the last year, and he's an incredible player, but a great person too, a great leader. And when you realize how determined he is to do everything he can to help this team win, I don't think anyone's surprised in hindsight, but we weren't expecting that.
So that said, at some point this week, I think you said, I'm not even sure you could call it a negotiation. And really, you were in a spot where you had to give Connor McDavid whatever it was he wanted, Louis.
Yeah, did you really not know what he was going to ask for or where he was going to go with the contract negotiations, and it was more or less just a wait and hold to see what the answer was?
Yeah, well, it wasn't a negotiation at all. I think the times that we had talked to Connor I was talking to Judd pretty much every day at the end there, and never once was it about the contract. It was all just about the situation. I think it was getting Connor to a comfort level that everything makes sense. I think he asked a lot of questions just about what the plan was going forward, like how are we going to remain a good team, not just this year. Like, he's really excited about this year's team. He was never concerned about that. It was just looking forward, like he wants to make sure that we're always good. And that was some of the questions and conversations we had.
Have you ever had another player, I mean, not of his ilk, but you obviously managed some terrific players that won Stanley Cups. Was there any other players that ever went that route with you?
Well, it wasn't really surrounding their contract, but I think I think it's kind of common for the Stars to want to know, like, what is the plan here? Like, they're so driven to win, and they want to do everything they can to win. Like, they're not playing for money. I mean, certainly money's nice, and every time I've talked to players, they all make a lot of money. It's not a matter of, it's more just about what are we going to do here to win. And I think that's why they sacrifice so much, and it's the hardest trophy to win. So I think when it comes down to it, no one's thinking about their contract when they're battling for the cup.
Stan, a couple of quick points. McDavid said this week that everything was on the table, including him playing out his current deal and leaving. Were you prepared to hear that?
Well, thankfully, it never got that far. But no, I had a good feeling the whole time. I mean, he was always very engaged about our team right now, and I think he was public saying he really likes where we're headed and optimistic for this year. I mean, obviously, we've had a good 2 seasons. It's not like we've been struggling the last couple of years, but to get over that final hurdle has been a challenge, and hopefully this is our year.
The deal has been described as the greatest hometown discount in pro sports, everything from philanthropy to McDavid essentially taking on the role of Oiler assistant general manager. I was really intrigued by something Colby Armstrong had to say on Wednesday Night Hockey. He described it this way: general managers give players bridge contracts all the time. McDavid has given the Oilers a bridge contract. Now you have to prove to him why he should stay. Fair?
Sure. Yeah, but I think that I've always operated that way. Like, when I came here a year ago, my expectation was to win. It's not like we were building for it to be a good team in 5 years. I think so. That's okay. I mean, that's what this is all about. That's why I'm doing this. Is you're motivated by winning, and it's a challenge, but I love that challenge.
Let's switch topics quickly to goaltending.
It's been the topic of discussion here, obviously, and you've had to take a lot of heat on that and talk about that. Where are you with your goaltender situation right now? Each has played a game. You've got to win a point. 3 points out of 4 isn't too bad, but where's your mindset right now?
Yeah, I think it's just a sign of the times that we're in, and there's a lot of attention on Stewart in particular. But I think You know, that first game that we played when Stu made a bad play on the one goal, the tying goal there, the third goal to start the third period. But the first two goals were, I mean, no goal that would have stopped those. They were kind of fluke plays. So they never even shot the puck past our goalie that night. But there's a lot of attention. And I thought back to our second last preseason game in Seattle, and Calvin just totally flubbed a puck behind the net, and they got a tap-in goal. Nobody really talked about that, right? And so it's just that happens all the time. And like because there's not as much of a spotlight on Calvin, like after that game, it was an exhibition game too, but nobody talked about it, right? It was basically the same type of thing, just goalie error. This happens to every goalie a couple times a year. So yeah, I think, you know, but Stu made some big saves, but nobody remembers those saves, right? So that's part of it. I understand that, and you know, we've played 2 good games so far, and if we keep playing like that, I think we're going to be okay.
Stan, going to have to leave it there. Thanks for your time.
Thanks. Enjoyed it.
Thanks, Stan.
Stan Bowman, General Manager of the Edmonton Oilers.